You're listening to the Claret and Big Blue podcast on the Pass the Gravy Podcast Network.
Who do you think you are? I am!
Goat's vagina, that thing was huge.
Don't give
You
me
said
any
that,
cake.
not me.
Just come on.
Taken away by Wicks.
Latino! Oh, it's glorious!
Play action. Over the middle. Touchdown, Giants. Give me a hell yeah.
And we are live.
We'll do it live!
Welcome everyone to Claret and Big Blue, probably the only podcast on the internet dedicated to West Ham United and the New York Giants. That's right, football and football. Balls for everyone's taste. Episode 31, first episode of our summer vacation. I am Mike Fish, and I am joined, as always, by the man that rages against the machine by setting his thermostat to below 78 degrees. It's Alex Middleton. Alex, how you doing?
What's
mate?
happening, dude? How's it going?
Not much. I was a little clammy, but then I saw the weather in Texas, and I thought, this week I'm going to give a little break of me complaining about the weather in New Jersey. How you doing down there? You staying in one piece?
Yeah, it's hot as fuck over here. I'm used to that kind of. It's just now they're like threatening that like our power grid could shut down again. That we were told that we aren't able to handle the cold, and now we're told we're not able to handle the heat. So it's like you got to pick one or the other, guys. It can't be both. They suggested we turn our thermostats down to up to 78 or whatever, and yeah, that's not gonna happen here.
I saw that they're saying don't use washing machines, businesses shouldn't use their lights or some what the hell?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's stupid that I get it, whatever, dude. You got to save the power grid, okay, but figure it out, bro. You've had a couple months, get it together. They haven't done anything different, so
it's almost
fuck
like
ERCOT.
I'm not sure about it. Isn't Texas the only state that isn't plugged into the national grid or some shit?
I'm not sure if we're the only one, but I know that there's a power grid. There's a national power grid, or maybe two national power grids or whatever, and we are not a part of it. We are our own power grid, which was to be fuck y'all, we're Texas, and now it's also we need some help because we're not great at this.
So is ERCOT are they the only people in Texas that have power of overpower?
I think ERCOT is the organization that oversees the power in Texas, the power grid, not the company. I guess it is a company, but I don't know. I think it's an organization.
Get your shit together, ERCOT.
Yeah, figure it out.
Well, anyway, I'd like to give a little shout out. Try to get my plugs going and get them sponsoring me. Elementary Brewery from Hackensack. They're giving me my buzz this week. So cheers.
Nice.
Cheers to them.
Nice.
Are you still enjoying your? I know you're a little bit not under the weather, but you're a little bunged up. So are you enjoying a beverage this evening, or are you?
I'm just drinking some water. Yeah, I got some sinus shit going on. So I don't want to seem like a hero, but I am playing hurt. So I'll just play through it, man. That's what the real ones do.
Let's tape it up. Get it going.
Exactly.
So before we get into the main, I guess we have to address the elephant in the room. Not that anyone cares what we have to say about it, but it'd be weird for us to talk about the Euros and not talk about it. Did you see the Denmark-Finland game with the whole Christian Eriksen thing?
Oh, well, I was actually taking the dog out when I was watching the game, and I took the dog out during one point of it, and I came back and they had stopped it, and I was like, "What the fuck happened?" I thought somebody died. Apparently somebody did, but I was joking, did somebody just die? What happened? And then they were like, "Oh, he just collapsed," and I was like, "From what?" And I finally saw I still haven't seen a full on replay of it. I guess they don't really need to show it, but
No,
I guess he just fell down on his face, and they had to do CPR and shit.
They didn't show a replay for obviously, and I haven't. If there has been a video online, I haven't watched it again because I don't think I'd want to watch it again.
Right.
But yes, from my memory, he was just running to collect a throw-in, and then he just like face planted down. And just the way he looked, I just figured at the time, maybe because there was a Finland player near him, so I thought, maybe they clashed heads and he just got knocked out or something. And then when I saw the whole chest compressions and the defibrillator coming out, I was like, oh shit, this is no bueno.
Scary.
I mean, it's good. It's good that he's okay now. He's released like an Instagram post saying, "Hey, considering everything, I'm feeling great." But yeah, that's a pretty fucking scary thing. I don't know what. See, I don't know. I know there's a central broadcast feed from the Euros. I think each country is doing their own stuff, and then it goes through the central feed, and everyone's like BBC in the UK, ESPN in the US, and other places have the same feed. They're not in control of the cameras.
Right.
But what's your feelings towards like how they? Because obviously the cameraman thought he was doing his job, whatever, and just kept trying to zoom in and see what was going on. Am I being too, I don't know, wimpy or soft when I'm thinking that they should have cut to the studio? I was like, okay, something obviously serious going on.
They did, though, for the majority of it. I really feel like we didn't know what was going on. We didn't know was it like, did he get hit before? We didn't see something, and then like he just collapsed and it was a concussion. But like then it's like chest compressions. Like, is he going to bounce back up? Like I think everybody was kind of. I saw people like you weren't like the person that rushed to the internet and was like, how dare anybody do this? How dare the medical staff not be there? Like I saw that was like right away. Like the medical staff should have gotten there faster. It's like, bro, they were out there as fast as they fucking could.
Yeah, as soon as the referee waved them on, they were there. Like
they could not have been there quicker, and unless they were like running in his back pocket somehow. But they wouldn't have known to do that, and like they got into it as long as they could. And I mean, I don't know, man. I think it was one of those situations that you just don't plan for, man. You don't plan like, well, what if somebody dies on the field, just like by natural causes, just has like cardiac arrest and just dies? What do we do then? Like, well, we should roll this pre-recorded footage. And, like we don't know. And then that camera guy's like, I mean, I want to be the guy that gets the shot of it because then that guy, like, that's the station that gets out first and you get the most broadcasts of it. You get all the Twitter clout or whatever it is. And I don't know necessarily what it is, but it's like, I think the cameraman is trying to do his job. I also didn't have a problem with the Danish players, like, standing around, blocking the gurney, kind of like holding up towels and stuff. Like I thought that was the right thing for them to do too. So I think it's like everybody's kind of doing their own. Like, I don't know. It's not my place to tell somebody really like how to feel about that because that was such a crazy thing. I feel like we were all just kind of taken aback by it. I don't really know the correct answer, honestly.
Yeah, I think
I don't know if it was too much. I really just think everybody was just kind of trying to be like, so what do we do now? What's happening? It's weird.
It's definitely one of those situations where you have no idea what you're going to do until it happens because you just can't. Because then where do you stop the planning of, okay, well, if this happens, we do this. Like it just goes on and on and on and on and on.
Right.
What if a guy
and everybody's got to kind of have to. Right. Everybody has to kind of be on the same page on those networks and stuff. And when they're not on the same page, it's like it's crazy for somebody to just jump to one thing. And I think eventually they're like, hey, we should throw it back to the studio while they're doing this. And then they did suspend the match. Because I think it happened right at halftime, right? It was like right before halftime.
It was about like 4 minutes to go, yeah.
Yeah, and then it was just like, okay, I was like, okay, maybe they went to halftime early. That would make sense. I can see that. And they're like, no, match has been suspended. It's been called off right now. And then I was surprised to see that it even completed.
I mean, other than the obvious people who I feel sorry for, I did feel bad for I can't remember, he was the English referee. I can't remember his name, though. So, but he must have been like, what the fuck do I do? Like, he must have been in a horrible, fuck that. Fuck the whole situation. But yeah, glad he's okay.
Scary stuff.
Glad he's okay. But now it's like, because there was a game today, what was it, the Germany-France game. Did you watch that?
I did.
Where was it the French defender took like a knee to the head and then just headbutted the floor and got knocked out as well. And I was like, it's like whenever there's a head injury or everyone looks like they're knocked, I'm like, oh shit, oh fuck, I can't relax now.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really. I kind of saw the knee go. Like the whole thing about Eriksen stuff. I mean, I wasn't watching it live when it happened, but from everything I've seen, it was just like that he collapsed and like at that point, you're like, that's bad. Nobody touched him. So yeah, like, I don't know. I saw like the head to the knee and all that stuff, but I don't know. I didn't think that was as severe. I did see like a fucking bite that we just didn't get, like a Luis Suarez moment in the game today. Was it Kylian Mbappe or Pogba got like bit by the dude on Germany and they just like didn't do anything?
Oh, was that? See, I didn't see the bite, but I saw. Was it Rudiger? Where he went up behind him and looked like he was like feeling up his breasts.
Yeah, kind of like that. And then it was like
Yeah,
he
I was
like bit.
Oh, did he? Oh, I didn't see the bite. Yeah, so that was a very strange game. But right, okay, let's just quickly run through the results and then because we're not gonna deep dive into every game because then we.
Maybe we will.
Maybe we will.
Maybe.
So we had in Group A, Italy beat Turkey 3-0. Wales drew 1-1 with Switzerland. Group B, he's a big Wales fan, I think.
Wheezy, you rooting for Wales? Yeah, she loves Wales.
Group B, Denmark lost obviously to Finland 1-0. Belgium beat Russia 3-0. Group C, Netherlands beat Ukraine 3-2. Yeah, love that high scoring game, Wheezy. Scotland lost 2-0 to our Czech boys.
Yep, the official team of this podcast, Euros. My champion.
Wait, who's that?
Or I guess the Czech Republic, dude.
Okay, you froze up a little bit, so I was like, what? Who? What?
Oh, yeah. Czech Republic, all the way.
Group D, England beat Croatia 1-0. Austria beat North Macedonia. Oh, sorry, no. Wait, yeah, I got confused there. Group D is Scotland, Czech Republic. Group C was Austria, North Macedonia, 3-1 Austria. Group E, Jesus Christ, there's a lot. Glad we're not talking about all these. Poland lost 2-1 to Slovakia. Spain, bore draw with Sweden, 0-0. Hungary lost 3-0 to Ronaldo and co. And France beat Germany 1-0. Before that, so was there any shocks from that or pretty standard?
I mean, honestly, I felt like, yeah, it was weird. Like the favorites kind of won in most of those. Who was it? Was it Spain played to a draw?
Yeah, that was a pretty boring game.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised with that. I definitely thought. I mean, there were opportunities for Spain. The Poland-Slovakia game, I thought was. I mean, there was a red card that kind of fucked Poland. But I would like to chalk that up to the fact that what the fuck is up with Poland's manager not starting Lucas Fabianski? You want to know who doesn't score an own goal on themselves? Lucas Fabianski. So you have Lucas Fabianski in there. That's a 1-1 game and it's a draw. You're not down 3 points. You know.
Damn right. Also, I thought good talking about not all of our picks, I guess, but the second favorite team, Czech Republic. One,
my favorite.
West Ham boys coming through, Sufal and Souček with assists.
But how did they get an assist on that the second goal?
Because I think Souček passed it to Schick
from like his own end. I feel like that's one of those where you're like, okay, we're just throwing him in there on the sheet. That was like a half court shot,
wasn't it? Just. That was.
But then you see the angle of it where it curled in, and you're like, actually, that was a really sick shot. Like I thought it was just like, ridiculous. Oh yeah, he just beat the keeper. It was a great leg on him. But it was like, oh no, he had to put some spin on that bad boy to go in there. Because I would say the Yarmo goal was the prettiest goal I've seen so far, maybe, of the tournament. The where he just bent that right in there. That was great. But that was definitely the coolest goal, the Czech goal. Where it was just like what was the keeper thinking? He saw his opportunity and the guy just fucking went for it. But yeah, that was fucking sick.
Because so from the live shot, it just looked like fuck it, it's on the line and he just hoofed it and it went in. But when they showed the second angle, you could literally see that the ball was like whoop,
from behind the net. Yeah, it had to travel to get there. You're like that had some spin on it, and he's going about as full speed as you can be going. And also, it was like one of those video game things, like, you know, when you play FIFA and you just pass it, assuming there's going to be a guy there, and there's not a guy there. And it was like they accidentally took over the keeper and just brought him forward too much. But like you just saw like out of nowhere, you're like, oh, why is he kicking it? Why is he shooting? Oh, the keeper's like all the way out. Okay. Because
And
the
that was
camera
another
was just
thing.
following the play.
From that, the other behind the goal angle, where as soon as the Schick got the ball, you were like, what the fuck is the goalkeeper doing all the way up there? What the fuck was he doing?
Yeah, it makes no sense. But whatever, dude. Scotland's
But yeah.
obviously not good for a reason, or is it Scotland?
Talking
right?
about FIFA though,
Yeah.
I remember last time I played a FIFA game, which was probably like FIFA 08 or some shit, like years and years and years and years ago. So what I used to do when I got bored, so you know how you could, I don't know if you can still do it, I'm assuming you can, but when you're just playing the computer, you can just quickly switch the controller over and then you can control the other team.
Oh
You
yeah,
can
yeah,
still
yeah.
do that. So what I would do is I would assign their goalkeeper to be taking all the free kicks. Like no matter where the free kick is, the goalkeeper's taking the free kick. And then I would purposely foul them in my half, wait for the goalkeeper to take it. And
So
then
the
take
keeper
the
would
ball.
go up.
Yeah, and I'd try to score like this ridiculous goal. That's like
That's
all I
pretty
did.
great. That's
It was
pretty
so much
great.
fun.
But dude, FIFA's hard as shit to get good at.
See,
Even just
that's
playing the
why
computer, it's tough.
yeah, I lost interest because when it got way too complicated.
That's
for
why I
me-
don't play Madden anymore, man. It's like, dude, I get it. It's realistic, but like I liked just being able to chuck a football down a field. Like I don't want it to be physically correct. I just like, is there a button I can snap the ball and then sling it downfield? That's what I want to do.
Yeah,
Can I truck stick somebody? Let me do that.
The whole reason, correct me if I'm wrong, people play video games is to escape reality.
I don't want to have
I
to
do
worry about
not-
my offensive tackle and his blocking scheme.
Like, as long as it looks realistic, like I want the graphics look amazing, but I don't give a shit about how I don't have to press 10 buttons just to work out where I'm going to pass the ball, and that's what I don't
Not
understand.
studying film, all right?
That's why I don't understand people that play The Sims. I don't get it because I know like the new Sims, like you create a sim and you get a job and then you can go to the job and work the job with the sim. Like, why the fuck would you want to play a video game where you have to get a job and then work the like? No.
Oh,
I
my
don't
girlfriend.
do
My
that.
girlfriend plays The Sims. The Sims is kind of tight, dude. Like she has like whole like family trees and stuff. Like they like just like years and years, or not like on the game technically.
Yeah.
Of all that, but it's like it's pretty cool. Like she gets to like build all these sick ass houses. Like I get that. I get the appeal of The Sims.
So she's got.
It's like
family
on Grand
tree.
Theft Auto to me, kind of. You know, not like a full on, but like the game does it itself.
So she's got a family tree. So that means that her sim, like she would have to have directed her sim to meet a fella, and like you have to instruct them to
Yeah,
have
because
sex
you want to watch
with
them
each
have
other.
sex, dude.
Like, is that not
Was that
weird?
the reason anybody played The Sims initially? Like they can have sex with it. It's crazy.
Is
I
that
think it was
not
called
cheating?
making woohoo.
Is that not technically cheating? How does that work?
Well, I don't really care if she makes imaginary people have sex on a game. I don't think she's making herself and then like doing that. Like if she was like, yeah, it was like her, me, and Wheezy in like a little apartment, and then she's like sneaking around like, hey, what's up with your sim? I don't like that.
But you know how weird the world is? You know there's people playing The Sims, instructing their Sims to have sex, and then getting off on that shit.
Probably. If you can think about it, somebody's into it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I don't know. What's the weirdest thing you can think of?
Just computer keyboards. I bet somebody is super turned on by just like jerking off on computer keyboards. I'm pretty
Like
sure there's
rub-
definitely people that do that.
Rubs their junk over the
It's like,
keys.
dude, computers. Oh,
Technology's so good.
right.
Weird fish. But on that note, David Marshall, Scotland goalkeeper, the clown of the week. Congratulations. I'm glad I got to use that again. But because last time we used that, it was Stephen A. Smith. Have you been watching any of his coverage of Euro 2020?
No, I try to watch as little Stephen A. Smith as I can.
Oh my god, you need. I'll off air. I'll send you.
Mike, I will tell you.
Oh,
I know a few things about soccer, the game of soccer. I don't know why I have an accent now, but what we're watching here is Cristiano Ronaldo. This is an impeccable run by an impeccable player.
Like I was
My
watching a
voice
video.
is a little off today, so I'm not great with the accent.
Yeah, I don't know why Stephen A. Smith is like a 8-year-old Italian, but whatever. We'll run with it.
Yeah, we're working on it.
But yeah, he was talking about his how to pick obviously you're American, your team isn't in the Euros, so he's like giving the criteria of how to pick your team, and he's giving his Stephen A. Smith's 5 ways to pick your team, and he's like doing all of his his usual very animated doing all it, and then one of them was like, you have to have a great jersey, because if you look bad, you feel bad, and you're not gonna play great. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? But
I mean, that's true though. That's why I like the Netherlands. They have cool jerseys.
But yeah,
The orange looks sick.
who does?
The orange Netherlands jerseys, those look sick. That's why I always kind of root for the Netherlands.
They are good. Yeah, England's are always normally pretty fucking boring. It's like plain white. That's it.
But like England has like a style. It's like they're like the Steelers or like even like the Giants, where it's like we're not gonna get like flashy with it. This is just what we do. We go red, we go white. Sometimes they go blue, right?
Which I don't
Usually it's red.
I don't understand why we have blue kits, because there's no blue in the English flag. But
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's like a UK homage. I still don't understand why they don't just like they play Team GB in the Olympics. Why don't they just do that? Like it would make sense, wouldn't it? I get that they're different countries, but it's like y'all are the same fucking thing, kind of.
Apparently they tried to do that, but then they couldn't come to an agreement, because then it'd be like, because let's be real. Like if they did a Great Britain,
It would just be the English team.
It'd pretty much just be the England team with maybe like one, like Gareth Bale, maybe. That'd be it.
Yeah.
So, and then I'm sure then the Scottish FA would be upset, and then they'd want to start their own team again, and blah, 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 blah.
Yes, yeah, I didn't think. I don't know. To me, it just made no sense. But I guess it was kind of an homage to like the UK, is what like the Union Jack, I think is what it is, right? That's red.
That's got red in it, yeah. But I remember that they tried to, just for the Olympics, have a Team GB football team, but then FIFA stepped in and was like, nope, if you have to be Team GB all the time, or you have to be your individual countries. You can't do both. But then I think they gave like a one-off compensation when the Olympics was in London. They let us do it that year. But
Okay.
other than that, it's like, nope, you have to be England, Scotland, and Wales, or Team GB. Can't be
Because like every other sport they're in, it's like Team GB.
Which I don't understand that either. Because yeah, everything, even like in tennis, if you're always, it says you're from Great Britain. It doesn't say you're from England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales.
Which, if we're being honest, like the cooler flag is the Great Britain flag, right?
Yeah, you just saying that 'cause it's red, white, and blue, and you love red, white, and blue.
Well, I mean that goes into it, but like I think it looks cooler, doesn't it?
Probably.
That's a fucking sweet flag.
Yeah,
like
don't get me wrong, it's a great flag.
Like cool. The English flag is like what? Like basically the same thing as Norway and Sweden and like 4 other countries. Just switch the colors up. Like real original, guys.
It's just a red cross. That's it.
Yeah, it's like I get it. You don't be flashy, but like the Union Jack is sick, and then you get to be like, suck it, Australia. You have to have a little one of our flags on your thing. That's a pretty alpha move.
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
I want to say even the state flag of Hawaii has the Union Jack in it still.
See, I mean, just there's countless other ones.
And Canada don't have it because they're rogue, they're renegades.
They're French flags.
Don't get me started on that. You're not French, you're Canadian. Deal with it. But yeah. So, what do you think? Right before we move on to the next subject. So France obviously beat Germany 1-0. France, Germany, Portugal, and Hungary in the group of death.
No, dude, that's not the group of death. We talked about it. What was the other group of death we said? It was the Czech Republic's group, clearly, which was them, Scotland,
England, and Croatia.
Yeah, dude, those are the real tough teams.
Group of death. I'm trying to.
Death. What, dude? You know what would be bad
What?
is if Denmark was in that group. That would have been a bad omen.
Too soon.
No, I'm just saying. Like, I'm glad that they're not. I'm glad it's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
And that also doesn't bode well for the group of death because I don't know. I don't want to wish any ill will on anybody. It's like I'd be a little shook. I'm not gonna lie.
So that's the punishment if you get knocked out from that group.
Death. Whoever finishes fourth.
Death by cheese. Where is that from? That's a reference to a movie, but I can't remember what it is. Death by cheese.
I don't know. I think we should also talk about North Macedonia and how I didn't really know that was a country until a couple weeks ago, and I didn't realize the U.S. women's national team coach is from there.
Yes, indeed. Apparently, since that happened, like North Macedonia love American soccer. Apparently,
So they
That
like
was mentioned in the
subpar soccer.
Right.
Besides the women's game, the women's game is top class.
number one.
Women's game is
number one
top
in the world.
class.
But yeah, so apparently, like MLS, maybe that's going to be a new like thing. They're going to start doing games in North Macedonia from now on, like as their
Like how
Wait,
big is
so-
North Macedonia?
I don't know.
I'll Google.
Google it. I'm going to guess for some reason. I'm thinking it's going to be a very tiny country. I'm going to go with like population of maybe like 3 million or less.
It's 9,928 miles of a country. I don't know.
Okay.
I think in total mileage. And then their population is 2 million, 2.07 million,
Nailed it.
which is pretty crazy. Like when you think about like that, the fact that the fucking U.S. can't like qualify for a World Cup sometimes. Not that like that's the old U.S. because like we obviously know that we would win the Euros this year because we're good now. But like that in like 2016 or whatever year the last World Cup was, that we didn't qualify, and it's like, dude, our population is a bajillion more than that.
And who did you end up losing to in the qualifiers?
I don't fucking know. I think Costa Rica, maybe they were in it, weren't they?
No, who was it? It was like a Caribbean country, wasn't it?
Was it Jamaica?
No. I think I don't. That's at least honourable, I guess. Losing to Jamaica, but I think it was who was it? And it's going to annoy me now. But yeah,
Panama.
it was-
Panama was in the World Cup.
Yeah, Panama made it, and USA did not. But I'd like to think
inventors of the first canal. People forget that.
they originated. They got to name it
They started it.
for them. But I think they'll make the next one, though, right? You're looking pretty
Yeah,
good.
they're going to win the next one. They're going to win the next one.
And then
Dude, you're talking
and then-
about the CONCACAF Nations League champions? Okay.
But then, because your USA hosting the World Cup after that, right? The
I think
26.
I don't know if we officially got the bid.
No, did you not? I'm sure did.
I don't
It was like a
know.
joint thing between Canada.
But I would
Mexico,
assume
and
that if we
USA.
did, maybe. I thought that was like the rumored like proposal.
Let me take a look.
Because if so, like, I would assume that Houston is 1,000% going to be a host site. Because Houston gets like Houston, Chicago. I feel like LA. Like we get so many international games every year.
Yeah, it was confirmed June 13th, 2018, that Canada, Mexico, and United States would be joint hosts of the 2026 World Cup.
So Houston's definitely gonna get a spot. I bet they'll play at Reliant or NRG Stadium.
So
And Soldier
the voting, so the final round of voting, so it was between a joint bid between Canada, Mexico, and United States and Morocco.
Oh wow!
Canada, Mexico, and United States got 134 votes. Morocco got 65. And then one person was like, I don't like any of them, and didn't vote.
Which is really the best way to exercise your vote is to not do it.
Wait, no, I thought you wanted everyone to vote. I thought that was your thing.
No, I know. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I was just saying something stupid. I vote every day, actually. I'm still voting. Stay in line. They can't tell you that you can't vote. They have to let you vote as long as you're in line.
Let's get in line now. It's good shit. What did you vote for today?
I voted for the presidential candidate of my choosing again. Apparently, you can just go back in line.
Just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Populate so at this point that 2 billion votes. Saying,
Right, it adds up after a while.
Cumulative.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the exciting thing though with that World Cup is surely if they're smart, or have they? Oh, did they actually officially announce them? This is new, or is this people in contention? Because it looks like okay. So the venues for our American listeners. So apparently, the venues that are going to be used for the World Cup are. Oh, these ones are only just in America, I think. Okay. So we've got the Rose Bowl in LA.
Okay.
Interesting.
I think I hosted another World Cup before, I believe.
Yeah, I think that was where the final was in 1994, I think.
I want to say so, yeah.
MetLife Stadium. Whoop, whoop.
Go Giants.
Fucking whoever did this Wikipedia page. It's like MetLife Stadium in New York / New Jersey. It's not in New York / New Jersey. Fuck.
That's the area.
Fucking hate when they do that. But anyway, FedEx Field in DC.
That's trash.
AT&T Stadium in Dallas. Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas. Mile High in Denver. NRG in Houston. M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Doesn't matter. Atlanta, Philadelphia, Nashville, Seattle, San Francisco, Boston, Cincinnati, Miami, and Orlando.
So they're just naming every city then. Every major
maybe
city.
this can't be every, because this is a lot of cities.
Well, then where in Mexico would it be? They can't be all in the United States, and then Canada and Mexico also say it's there. It's got to be there. There's got to be games like Toronto. I would assume in like Mexico City. At Stadium Azteca.
Okay, so then maybe because it says on the Wikipedia, it's hosted in 16 cities, and I just listed about 19 in the US. But so the Olympic Stadium in Montreal, Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton, BMO Field in Toronto, Estadio Azteca in Mexico City, Monterrey and Guadalajara. But that'd be pretty dope if it's in Jersey and Houston, and we can both go to games and live report and all that shit. Would you go?
I would try to. What do you think? Like what would they do for the opening games? Like, because don't they always have like the host country?
They do.
They play that first game. Like, would they have 3 games the first day?
If I had to guess, because they'd want.
We won the CONCACAF Nations League, so if you think about who the daddy of the Americas would be, I would say it would be us.
I'm just thinking, like, if they'd want, because obviously it's the first game of the tournament, so they'd want the most eyeballs on that game. So that takes Canada out of it, because no offense to Canada, but no one gives a shit about the Canadian football team, soccer team, whatever. So it leaves it down to USA and Mexico. And depending who's in their group, no offense to USA, I think they are a fantastic football nation.
They're the CONCACAF champions right now. So.
Indeed they are. But I'm just thinking for like TV purposes, for the demographic, I imagine there will be more people watching the Mexico game. But I could be wrong. Maybe they'll just put them in the same group. That'd be hot. Like the opening game of the tournament, Mexico versus USA. That'd be crazy. But I imagine
the host teams always do well usually.
But then, do they play that in Mexico or US? Who knows? Oh my god!
I don't know. They would probably play it in the US. I would assume.
Like just for the pure spectacle of it, I imagine what the opening game's got to be, just for the view of it, just to look at it, it's going to be either AT&T Stadium or like the Rose Bowl. I imagine, just for
the Rose Bowl. Yeah, I can see it being the Rose Bowl.
That does look impressive, although it does also look like it hasn't been touched since the 1800s.
I think it's just got to be because they played before there on the World Cup, but like it would make sense to do it at whatever SoFi Stadium that like the Rams play in now.
But if I saw a picture of the Rose Bowl and someone told me, like, and I was so like blissfully unaware, and they told me, "Oh yeah, this is an ancient Greek amphitheater that was built 1,000 years ago," I'd be like, "Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense." Like, it looks terrible.
Yeah, it's falling apart, but whatever, dude.
Whatever. West Ham news. David Moyes, signed, sealed, delivered. He's ours. Stevie Wonder reference there. 3
Just like we
extra
thought.
years. Just like I'm pretty sure, I can't remember for a fact, but I'm pretty sure we broke that news early and confirmed it. I'm probably because we do that because we are awesome.
Please tell everyone to credit us.
So, I mean, not much really to say. We expected it. I'm not going to ask, are you happy about that? Because yes, of course, we are happy about it. Let's speculate, though. Let's just have some fun and speculate, and then we'll just say it's real news that we know. Do you think that David Moyes would have been just happy to like, hey, cool, yeah, give me a new contract, happy days? Or do you think that he would have been like, okay, if I'm going to fucking do this, let's take this seriously. I want guarantees, I want money to spend, and blah, 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 blah.
I'd like to think B.
Because obviously everyone knows that we need to invest in this team because I think
we're kind of a big deal now. We're going to Europa.
We've got a big deal, and then also I think we definitely said this on like the season review a couple of weeks ago. But I think our starting 11 is definitely one of the best in the Premier League. But then after that, there's not a lot. So we
the depth is subpar at best.
Yeah, so we definitely need to add to that, and I definitely even with the Europa League, that's just going to be ridiculous. So I don't know if we're going to do it, but I think we definitely need to add like maybe 5 or 6 this window just to kind of give it a bit of oomph.
Yeah, you got to bring in people. I mean, and that's not including, obviously, we're hoping we re-sign Lingard. We're going to re-sign Lingard. I mean, how much more do you need confirmation that he's coming back to London? Then David Moyes signed the contract. He said he wanted to wait till Moyes signed an extension to make discussions happen. He also was Upton Park. He was watching the game in Upton Park wearing a fucking Declan Rice England jersey. Okay. Tell me he's not coming back to West Ham.
His daughter is always decked out in West Ham gear when he posts videos of her.
Oh, here, verbal meme. Dude, make this meme. Be like, yo, tell me you're re-signing with West Ham without telling me you're re-signing with West Ham. And it's just him in the Rice jersey watching the game. Because that's how we know.
That would do crazy numbers on TikTok.
That's all I need to know. He's confirmed coming back.
And Man United would be stupid to keep him anyway. Because they're not going to really... They don't need him with the players they've got. And whatever. But yeah, I think he's coming back. Did you watch... So obviously you watched the Czech Republic game because you're their biggest fan. What did you think of Alex Kral?
Yeah, dude looks pretty legit. I mean, honestly, we should just sign all of those guys. Every single player. Shirk scored Schick. He plays in Germany, I think. But we could probably bring him over. Let's just sign the Czech national team. We could maybe get him at a discount. You already said we need 5 or 6 guys. Just plug them in. It's
got to be it's like Costco. Like you buy in bulk, you get it cheaper.
You buy the whole. You sign an entire national team. Boom.
Like buy 9, get 2 free.
Yeah, I think it'd be great. Yeah, I really liked Kral. I thought he showed a lot of promise. I mean, obviously he's young, but he reminds me of a better version of Fornals in a way. Just because Fornals, it's he's got it. He's just he's developing a little bit, and I feel like he is. I can see it more in Kral than I could in Fornals.
The only thing that I could think is going to stop that transfer from happening is because obviously in that position we play Rice and Souček. So even though obviously he's going to get his chances with cup games and things like that, the only thing I could consider is someone who's playing at an international level. Because this is not like a kind of, you can tell him, oh, no, we really want you to play, blah, blah. It's so blatantly obvious to anyone who looks, anyone that signs in central defence for West Ham, you are behind Souček and Rice. So
Pretty much.
So that's the only thing I could see stopping that from happening. Does he want to do that? I hope he does, but I could see that not going down too well with him, I guess.
Yeah. That would definitely probably be the biggest issue facing that signing. I mean, it hasn't happened yet. I don't know how the discussions are going, but I would like to have him. He'd be solid to have for those weekday games for sure.
Well, okay, so this is what I just thought of this right now. So obviously going from next season, at the very least 6 times for the group stages, we are going to be playing on the weekend in the Premier League and then Thursday night in the Europa League. Now, obviously, I guess it's depending on who we're playing. However, do you, if you are the West Ham manager, you are in charge, do you, just because, hey, it's the first time that we're in the Europa League proper, do we fucking go for it and do we rest our good players for the Premier League for those games and do all that we can to advance in the Europa League? What do you do?
Man, I really think it's got to just be a balance of whatever the schedule is, like it definitely depends on who you play. But you got to hope that you can get maybe some like Brightons and stuff like that, like some not like super tough games to kind of like mix and match, because you like the Premier League to me is, I would rather win the Premier League. I think that's least likely, but I definitely want to finish as high in the Premier League as I can, so you can keep going to Europa League and hopefully keep attracting these people. I do think we're going to come out in that group stage and pretty much try and dominate initially, but like that'll be beginning of the season. I think that the guys will be fresher at that point. I don't know. It really is just going to depend on like when the schedule comes out.
Because the only trouble is because you need longevity. Because I mean, they haven't released. Obviously, they haven't done a draw for the group stage of the Europa League yet. It's way, way, way too early. But looking at the teams that are in that competition, unless we get royally fucked in the ass,
which could probably happen
with a really tough group, realistically, we're going to either one of two things: advance to the next round because we're going to finish in top 2 of the group, or we're going to finish 3rd, which means then we go through to the knockout round of the Europa Conference League. So I imagine at the very least we're going to be playing 8 games in Europe next season. So we need we need to play the long game, man.
Just sign all the good guys, man. Let's just do it. Just invest. I don't know how to make that happen. Just make it happen.
Did you see the story about how apparently word on the street is that David Moyes has been given like green light to like appoint a director of football to help him with transfers, and we're actually apparently going to start hiring scouts, like people.
What?
Like we haven't had that for years.
I like that. We need that. That's who has scouts is like Man City, Man United, like those guys.
I'm pretty sure most teams have scouts for some reason.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the good teams.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Our scouting system in the last couple of years, which consisted of Souček, helped. Like he did well in that role by bringing in Suval. But yeah, it'd be nice. I think the only problem is that with the Euros, it's like anyone who is playing in the Euros, it's going to be tough to get them because it's going to be short notice. But do you know, I don't really need anyone like that, because I think David Moyes has definitely shown in the past that he can take someone that no one has even fucking heard of and turn him into a fucking superstar. Because he's that
That's true. And hopefully that continues to be true going forward.
Anything other than before we look ahead at because I was going to talk about the Copa America, but at this point in Copa America, it's just a farce of a competition. Like how aware are you of Copa America?
I know it's going on. I've not watched a second of it.
Right. So there's only 10 teams in the Copa America, and they split them up into 2 groups of 5 for the opening group stage. And out of those 5, the top 4 qualify for the knockout rounds. So it's like, what is the fucking point of this? This is just...
I didn't know that was how it went. That's crazy.
So there is no... Unless, like, don't get me wrong, I watched Brazil game, like, because, hey, I want to watch Brazil. But unless you're really bored, there is no reason to watch the group stage of Copa America. Wait till the knockout rounds, when it goes down from 10 to 8, and then you actually get the exciting games. So maybe next week we'll mention the Copa America, but bollocks to it because it's pointless. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. There's a lot of teams in CONCACAF. I didn't realize that. I was just looking that up as you were. There's 41 member associations.
Just, yeah, it's quite a lot because I think even UEFA only has, I want to say, what, 54?
Yeah, I definitely would have thought that Copa America would have way more people. Maybe there's a qualifying that's much tougher to get through, but I don't know.
No, I think that's it. There's no qualifying. That's it, 10. I'm pretty sure, was it CONMEBOL?
CONMEBOL. That's weird that they don't just do like a CONCACAF mixed with that, which would suck for us because we would lose to Brazil or Argentina.
Yeah, there's 10 members of CONMEBOL, which is a South American thing. So there's no qualification. It's just every year those 10 teams play.
Just throw it with all the Americas together. So there'd be 51 teams. Like, you'd get Brazil, Mexico, you'd get Argentina, US every now and then. Like, I think that'd be more fun.
What I do want to, I got a feeling. Let me have a look. I could be totally wrong, but I want to say that at the very least, normally, the Copa America, they invite other teams to play in it, to like bulk it up a bit.
Like, more than 10 people.
So for example, the 2016 Copa America was actually hosted in America and featured all 10 South American teams plus USA, Mexico, Costa Rica, Jamaica, Haiti, and Panama.
Well, shows how much I followed that.
Yeah. And let's see how USA did. Oh, USA got to the semifinals and then lost 4-0 to Argentina.
Hey, we're better than Brazil, though, so...
Yeah, because they...
Where'd they go?
They didn't even make it out the group stage.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
Because they drew 0-0 with Ecuador, and then they beat Haiti 7-1, and then they lost 1-0 to Peru. Best team in the world, my ass.
Yeah, right?
All right, so we got games ahead. We've got a lot of fucking games ahead until the next time we come on the air. There's 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 8. It's 20 games in Euro 2020 until we're next on the air. Let's preview all 20. No, fuck that. So the big games, though, obviously we've got on Saturday, Portugal versus Germany.
That'll be an entertaining one. I mean, Germany played well today against France.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the own goal, that game would have been very tight. So, and Portugal, I mean, they won 3-0, but I think that scoreline flattered Portugal. That was not a 3-0 game because that was
a 1-0 game, and even a 1-1 game. It was a 1-1
they
game.
Scored all their goals in the last 10 minutes.
One of them was on a bullshit penalty, or an iffy penalty, I guess. I don't know. Cristiano Ronaldo's gonna Cristiano Ronaldo, and you can't really like him and Fernandes are such a fucking solid group up front. I don't know, dude. Like, Portugal's pretty solid in that one. Germany definitely could have hung with them. I'm gonna say Germany has to go and get a win.
I mean, yeah, because if they lose, then
I
think the best 4 third-place teams qualify for the next round. So it's not over for them, but I think if they lose that game and then they go into Hungary with it like must win, I don't know, man.
I don't know about Hungary, dude. I feel like Hungary, especially with it being a group of death, has like that. But the whole game against Portugal in the first half, man, they just have that like we're gonna fucking screw somebody over mentality, like where somebody's going to lose a game to Hungary and they're gonna miss out of the top two because they lost to Hungary. And it's like who's it gonna be now? Is it gonna be Portugal or not Portugal? Is it gonna be Germany? Is it gonna be France?
Yeah,
which actually I'm rooting for chaos, so I would love it if like France loses to Portugal somehow. But then, France beats Portugal, but then loses
to Hungary.
To Hungary or something like that. Like that's kind of just what I want to see. I want to see chaos like that. Like Portugal drop it to Hungary, but it depends. If it's got to be, I feel like it's got to be in Hungary for them to win.
But no, I like the fact that, like you say, I think Hungary are definitely going into this with the
they
right
just don't
mentality.
score goals, really, dude. Like they don't have a lot of offense.
They're at least going into this. Okay, best case scenario, 3 teams of this group go through. No one's expecting us to go through, so fuck it. Let's just fuck shit up. Let's just
let's ruin.
They're not cowering down or like, oh, let's just go over for it. So yeah, Portugal, Germany. You think Ronaldo's gonna win?
No, I'm gonna say Germany, dude. I'm gonna say Germany. I think Germany's got to get a win, dude. They got a lot on the line right now. They got to get a win, and they played really well against France. And I think France is better than Portugal, even though Portugal's the defending champ. That'll actually be another really good game, though. That'll be
going to be good.
That'll be the Euro champ against the World Cup champ.
World champs. That
and
is.
We just had the 2 defending last 2 World Cup champs.
That is. I don't know. I don't think they play. That game happens before we talk next. But then other games, we've got England, Scotland on Friday.
England's gonna just curb stomp Scotland, right?
Yeah, but it's always a fun atmosphere, I guess, because it's Scotland and England hate each other. And then the big game on Friday as well at 12 o'clock when Sufal and Suchek come up against Croatia.
Obviously, it's the Czech Republic going to steal one there. So, I mean, that's the team that's going to win the group. Czech Republic's going to just keep going.
I feel bad. I think because Croatia wasn't bad against England, but to be honest, let's be real. I mean, as much as I can,
they didn't really have a ton of offense, dude.
They didn't, but like I say, I think as much as I want to be a patriotic Englishman, woo, England generally they're very good, but they're very boring. They didn't do it it was a horrible. Did you watch the game? It was so.
Why do they play Rice so far back? It's not like what
Southgate's an idiot.
Rice doesn't thrive in that like kind of role. Like, you got to bring him up a little bit, let him kind of do what he wants to do, and it's like, I don't know. I was like, you extra defense, like his back playing defense. It felt like more than anything.
Yeah, it was like he was playing as an extra defender. But
that was interesting to me. But and then Karen, like Trippier, I don't like him for some reason.
I think he'll be dropped for next.
Don't like him. And then how about Harry Kane? Ever heard of not running into a pole, dude? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I bet his ribs hurt that night. Was it his ribs or his shoulder?
I don't know. He looked dumb doing it, though.
He looks dumb. He sounds dumb.
10 points from Slytherin.
And it sounds dumb. It's probably dumb.
Or top.
But yeah, so I think Czech Republic are going to breeze past Croatia. Any other interesting games?
I had a question about England while we're at it. What is Dele Alli still? Does he still play?
Yeah.
Was he on the team?
No, I don't think he's in the squad. Is he?
Oh, okay. Like I was like, that guy still is like active, isn't he? I thought he always was on the England team. Is that just FIFA telling me that he's always on the England team?
He's normally in the team, but where is the current squad?
Like, fuck him because he played for Tottenham, but like, that's a cool ass fucking name too. Like Dele Alli.
Yeah, no, because I know he was like kind of went out of favor at Tottenham under Mourinho. So I don't know what's going on there, but I mean, I think he's, as much as I hate him because he plays for Tottenham, I think he's a good player and should be at least in the squad. So So I don't know what's going on there, but I don't know. But good for him. Or not good for him, I guess. But yeah. Anything else? Anything else you want to talk about on
That's all I got.
That's all you got. So next week, we're going to continue our talk. Obviously, talking about Euros. Oh, I have papers and I'm annoying everyone. But yeah, if you want to follow us. Oh, I totally forgot to mention. Obviously, make sure you follow us on C&BB Pod on all the socials, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Normally, we obviously promote the merch.cbbpod.com link. Obviously, this week or this month, we made the kind of decision we're going to donate. We're going to donate to charity. The Tom Coughlin J Fund. It's a really cool charity that helps. Obviously, Tom Coughlin, if you don't know who he is, he's one of the greatest head coaches the New York Giants ever had.
Yep.
He's now, I think is it with his wife he has this charity?
I believe so.
It's Tom Coughlin J Fund. It's basically a charity that supports both monetarily and emotionally families dealing with childhood cancer. Super great cause. So literally all profits from now until the end of June is going to be donated to that charity. I already noticed one of our Benihana shirts was purchased by a fantastic West Ham fan, the American Hammers group on Facebook. So it's going to go into that charity. So yeah, go to merch.cbbpod.com. Got a bunch of great designs, whether you're a West Ham fan, New York Giants fan, or just anyone. You can just buy maybe one of the podcast logo shirts, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, there you go.
They look cool, I think. And
Stop
also,
Hammers Time shirt. Get that.
It's a great shirt. My Little Tony. Viva la Dimes.
Viva la Dimes. Maybe my favorite one.
Get them, and all you know. So one, you're going to get a great shirt out of it, but two, you're also donating to a fantastic charity. So go to merch.cbbpod.com. Get those orders.
You're not just buying a shirt; you're donating to charity. So it's like if you wanted the shirt, but you're like, I don't want to spend. No, I'm not spending money. I'm donating to charity.
Yep. So get to it. Go to merch.cbbpod.com. Also, if you are watching this live or watching this video on demand, don't forget you can also get the audio version available wherever you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. If you are listening to the audio version, hey, why not join us live every Tuesday?
Yeah, dude.
On Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. All of the links that you need at cbbpod.com. Alex, tomorrow, obviously, it's Gravy Day tomorrow, so what are the fans got in store for Pass the Gravy this week?
Dude, we're gonna talk about there was some talk about Batman not going down on Catwoman, and Batman doesn't eat pussy. And we're gonna talk about would Batman eat pussy, and then some other superheroes we think do or don't. Real hard hitting stuff. And then we're talking about Trojan horses. We're gonna try and not Trojan man, Trojan horses. We're gonna try and figure out about those. And, all kinds of other fun stuff. We're going to answer your questions and we're going to tell you what's not cool for the week. So tune in, Pass the Gravy Podcast, at Pass the Gravy Pod, free wherever you listen to podcasts.
And also Waffle Box, another new episode coming out.
Waffle Box!
Where I'm going to shit on really, because there's been a lot of really dumb new Guinness Book of World Records, like, coming out recently.
Hey, buddy, I'm going for one, so chill out.
What are you going to do?
Most consecutive weeks eating crawfish.
At least you get something out of that. Like, you're getting sustenance.
Crawfish.
That makes, there's, spoiler alert, there is someone who did the most behind-the-back flying disc catches in 1 minute. Ridiculous. Stupid. So I'm going to be talking about that. And also... Movie Pass. Are you aware of Movie Pass?
That's where you can see all the movies in theaters, but not in theaters.
It's like where you pay a monthly fee, and apparently you get to go see one movie every day of the month. For your
okay. I've heard about stuff like that. Yeah.
But apparently they've been very, very naughty, and they're being sued by the.
Well, there's all kinds of rules with it, isn't there? It's you can't go see a movie that just came out. You can't see, if it's a superhero movie, you can't see it on the third Wednesday of the month. It's weren't there a bunch of fucking weird rules with it?
Yeah, I mean, tune in to Waffle Box to get the
Yeah,
full
I guess
in-depth,
I'll
but
have
basically,
to watch.
But basically, they were like, if someone was using it too much and like they were losing money, they would like accidentally invalidate their passwords and shit, so they couldn't get any more. Like it was like shady shit, and they're getting sued by the FTC or whatever. So that'd be fun stuff and more. So check out Waffle Box and Pass the Gravy. New episodes tomorrow as well, and then don't forget to join us again next Tuesday for Claret and Big Blue Live. Until then, don't forget.
Go
Seahorses forever.
and go check.
And go Czech Republic. Whoop, whoop, whoop. See you later. See you next Tuesday.